Okay.
Back.
We're back. Hi.
Welcome to a podcast about nothing with V.
And AD.
Coming to you live from the 9-5.
Oh. I was about to say, coming to you live from the south side.
Oh, when they say coming to you live from the 9-5, that was because it was 95.
Who said that?
Coming to you live from the 9-5. Somebody said it. Somebody said coming to you live from the 9-5. Or is it because they were working a 9 to 5?
Maybe 95 was the year.
Let us know.
Or maybe, you know, people do zip codes. Or not zip codes.
Area codes. I got hoes. I got hoes. Oh, in different area codes.
See, already. We're supposed to be serious.
Yeah, because this is what, Adrian?
A very serious episode.
AD.
Yeah.
We got nicknames.
Telling the people my name.
Your government. All right. Today's episode is about parenting with fear.
Parenting with fear.
Is it effective?
Meaning, not being scared of your kids, but making them scared of you.
Right.
Do I think it's effective? Yes.
I'm a beat your ass, okay? I'm a beat
I think
it.
it's effective until a certain point, but we'll get into it. Get into it.
I'm going to punch you in your throat.
She's violent, guys.
My kids listen sometimes.
But the world is run on fear. So
What?
it's working.
Is it?
Because we're running.
Because, I don't know, somebody needed to beat Trump a couple of times.
Yeah.
Maybe he would be a different
But
child.
he scared us enough to make us watch him every day and see what's going on and be scared of all his actions.
Fear tactics.
Fear tactics work. Maybe not for the greater good, but they work.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like being afraid.
Nobody does.
Who are you afraid of?
Who? Me? I don't know. My creator.
You?
My creator.
Talking about God or your mama and daddy?
No, I ain't scared of them. Nobody, no physical person. Like, people make me nervous, but I'm not scared. Like, oh, please, no, don't come get me. Like, no.
As a child, were you ever afraid of anyone?
Yeah. Like the mean people.
Anybody in your family?
I mean, yeah, but not really. It was more so not like, ooh, they're going to come get me. It was like, ooh, they're going to make me do this.
Oh my gosh, they gonna make me work and
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah, it was like that. Like, ooh, let me stay away.
Yeah, I don't think I was ever, well, at one point in my life, I was afraid of my dad. Not afraid is the wrong word, but
Yeah.
I was cautious.
That's what the word is.
Yeah, about what I said, about what I did.
Like, you knew who you had to walk on eggshells around. That's pretty much what I felt. But
Yeah.
it wasn't like a fear, like, oh my God, no.
I don't want to go to them.
No.
Yeah, my dad was the disciplinarian in my family. And
My dad tried.
sort of. I can't explain it. I wish I could, but it's like, I'm gonna get your daddy if you don't behave.
And I see, I didn't have.
I'm gonna get somebody if you don't behave. I'm gonna get your dad.
Not everybody had that person. My dad used to say the man, whoever the man was.
Who is the man?
I don't know. Why was he always putting this on other people?
Why?
Like, do it yourself. Laziness.
Get us. You get us. The man. I say white people all the time. No, I don't like parenting with fear. I don't like it. I don't think I've ever told my kids, if you don't behave, I'm gonna get your dad. If you don't behave, I'm gonna get your granddad. For a couple of reasons. I never want my children to be afraid of the male figures in their life.
That's true.
And if you do that, you create that fear. It's like, oh, if I do something wrong, then that's the person that's going to come get me. But then I also, on the flip side, if daddy's traveling or daddy's at work or grandpa's traveling or the uncle is whatever, then does that mean you don't have to listen to me?
That's true. That's a good way to look at it.
Like, so if I always have to get your dad for you to behave, then when dad is not there and I'm there, then you get to act a fool?
Yep.
Hell no. I'm going to get myself. Oh, if you don't behave, I'm going to get you.
But I'm going to come back around here. Like, what? Like, where are you going to go in the first place?
I wonder where that, it's like ruling with an iron fist or putting a fear of God in them. Like, I don't want to be afraid of God.
I wouldn't say I feel like our thoughts and process. Like, I feel like the way of parenting and the way this generation understands or has gotten in tune with, their feelings and stuff like that, we're really the first people who don't think to parent that way, I feel like.
Yeah. Like, oh, I'm going to throw this.
Yeah, like everybody I feel like had a person that they were supposed to or they were supposed to fear when they were growing up before us.
Before we became parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't know if my mom has ever said that to me, I'm going to get your dad. But I know she said it to the boys. Yeah. I'm going to get your dad. I'm going to get your grandpa if you don't behave. I'm like, oh, no, don't do that. Because then are you mad at me? Thomas asks that all the time.
He does.
Not to me, but to his dad. He'll drop a piece of fruit. And we don't raise our voice. Like, we don't parent that way. So where did that come from? He run into the wall, hurt himself. Daddy, you mad at me? Like, what? When have you ever seen me upset?
What? I'm not yet. Yeah, that makes sense. But so you don't find it effective at all, because then you have Cooper, on the other hand, who's so wild.
That poor boy.
So I feel like you would have to scare the wild children into, preventing them from doing something.
Yeah. But, like you said before, hey, if you touch that, you're going to burn yourself and your whole body might catch on fire. And then you're going to die.
But what if it's not that hot, B?
I mean, look. That's the type of fear I like. I don't want them to be afraid of people. I don't want
so you
them
want
to
them
be
to be afraid of the fire.
Be afraid of the fire, not whether or not your dad's going to be upset at you because...
Oh, scaring them out of doing something.
Right. And I think you definitely have to discipline your kids. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. Like, my kids aren't just running around. Well... I do have good kids. Like, they're not running around just acting a fool all the time. Let me put that in there. All the time. But I don't want them to be afraid to go. If something really happens, they're really in trouble. I don't want them to be afraid to come to their parents, especially their dad, being little boys, because they're afraid of the reaction. Yeah. I never want that. And to be honest, no parent knows what they're really doing. I don't care who you are. Yeah. You're just kind of winging it. Yeah.
Feel like you're getting the hang of it.
Exactly. You take a little bit from your parents, a little bit from your grandparents, a little bit from, the elders who have had children before you, and you apply that to your own logic, your own way of disciplining. But there are certain things that you're like, all right, I can't get with that. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So now we also don't beat our kids.
Did you beat Jaden?
Yes, for 200.
So
I whooped that ass for 500.
But do you feel like it affected her?
No.
For you to say, okay, I'm not going to beat these.
Okay, so yeah, for Jaden, I was a young parent. Don't get it twisted. I wasn't that young, okay? But I was... What? What you whispering in the mic? Don't be whispering to the people.
I almost choked.
On what?
A horse.
You and these damn hoes.
They're good mints.
They're not.
They are mints.
It's medicine.
Menthols.
We went through this last episode.
Cough suppressor. I don't want to start coughing.
No.
Keep the coughs down.
No, with Jaden, I was a young parent, and I don't know if that made a difference, but I did spank Jaden. The last time I spanked Jaden, though, she was probably at like 5.
Oh, so it's been a long time.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I definitely haven't. I haven't hit her or like spanked her since. Actually,
that's a good age to stop, because the older they get, the more aggressive the hits become.
oh, so you're not gonna cry?
Right.
Let me go get some tools.
And you start punching them in different places, like, Lord.
What is punching somebody? Just kicking them in the shin. I mean, I'm just saying.
Like, what happened to the fun punishments? Like, trip them up a few times.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah, like pour water on them when they sleep and stuff.
Or sing to them. I've done that too.
You sing to them?
What? First thing in the morning. You want to know what I sing?
Oh, don't wake me up. Don't wake me up.
Before you go.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have locked my room door.
Oh, if Jaden, I can't wait to do it to the boys. Like, I look forward to that. But with Jaden,
To wake them up singing?
oh, yes, here it goes. Mamma mia, mamma mia,
The fact that I just got scared for real.
I have a few videos, actually.
Please.
A few
have to
videos
see.
waking Jaden up in the morning. Especially if she doesn't do something I ask her to do. Hey, Jaden,
Oh,
clean.
see, I believe in that. Waking
Clean,
them up early.
yeah, like, oh, make sure you clean the kitchen. You're the last one in here. Wake up in the morning, 5, 6 o'clock. She will get the Lion King. Rise and shine, homie.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
put in earplugs, headphones, all of that.
Nope. Wake her up like that. The water thing I've never tried, though. I'll definitely... Thank you for that.
They'll probably think they're drowning, but it's actually pretty funny.
Oh, well, why is that funny? Oh, man. I'm going to do that.
Cold water is the worst. My mom used to, like, sprinkle the cold water. Like, oh, my God, that is crucial.
Cruel and unusual punishments
Yes.
that make us laugh.
Crucial. Cruel and unusual. Ooh.
Ooh.
Conjunction, junction. What's your function?
How was your mom and dad?
Well, I wasn't a bad child, so I didn't really get disciplined for a lot.
What do you mean? Like, what did you do?
Nothing.
Oh.
It's like, I'm just playing. But I didn't really do anything. My dad used to try to, like, yell at me. His thing was telling me dramatic stories to prevent me, like I said, for Cooper. Preventing me from doing stuff. Like, he always had a friend who went through something. Like, don't stick your arm out the car window. Your arm gonna get cut off. I had a friend who had his arm out the car window and it chopped off while they were driving. I'm like, well, did he go to the hospital? Like, what happened?
You want to know the rest of the story?
Yeah, like, what happened after the arm? Did it fly out the window?
Were they able to put it back on?
Right.
Oh, you don't know.
I don't know the end of the story. His arm just got cut off and that was it.
I want to know what
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Was it cut off? Was it a clean cut?
Right.
Like at the elbow?
Did it break at the bones? Like, what's going on? Like, did it?
Was it hanging? Or
I don't know.
did they have to go find it?
What else did he say? The falling asleep on the road thing. Like, if you're on a road trip, don't fall asleep with the person who's driving because then y'all gonna crash into something and die. Because he had a friend who was on a road trip and one time they swerved off the road. I'm like, why does this keep happening to you?
Oh.
Tragedy.
He needs some new friends.
Yeah, he does. Like, y'all living on the edge. Y'all living on the edge. But he didn't really... It was more so like fear in that way. He didn't really beat me. I'm sure he tried. But it was like...
What do you mean tried?
Like, he tried to hit me, but that was like, oh, that tickles. That's funny. Leave me alone.
Not it tickles.
Because he wasn't going to hit me hard.
Did your mom spank you?
Mm-mm. My mom was more of like, okay, you'll see, keep doing that, you'll see.
You'll see.
Yeah, like if I did something wrong, she panicked, and that was it. But I don't remember getting like disciplined for anything serious. It was always other people's parents
That disciplined you?
or tried to like, were the aggressive and rowdy ones. Like, you are really dramatic.
Was it towards you or towards their own kids?
Towards everybody, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I was singled out like, devil child. But it was like, they beat their kids or they were yelling at their kids crazy. So they tried to yell at me too. Like, oh no, your mom said I can beat you. But she didn't.
Oh, your mom said I could beat you.
But she didn't.
Yeah. I think with I think when people are aggressive towards other people's kids, it's almost like they are trying to prove a point, like, oh, you're not being raised right.
Oh yeah. But you'll be surprised at what other people's parents want you to learn. And it's like, this is bogus, but okay. We'll sit around.
Yeah, it's like, oh, just send her to me for a week. Just send him to me for a week. I'll get him into shape. Well, I think they're doing pretty good. I mean, just because it's not the same way you would do it, it doesn't mean that I'm doing it wrong.
It's not working for me, yeah.
Right. Like, people who don't have children or who didn't raise their children or who didn't raise their children well always have the most advice for you.
Yeah.
It's like...
That is true.
The most advice...
Because everybody knows what they coulda, shoulda, and woulda done.
Or what they know what's best for you and your child. Like, you didn't do it right. Or you didn't do it at all. Prime example, look at your children.
Right.
Like, if you have sons and your sons are not right, like they ain't doing nothing with their lives, they doing whatever, then please don't tell me how to raise my boys.
Yeah.
Don't like, he 3, why he got on a pamper? Because his mother put one on him.
And he would piss on his clothes. Do you want to clean him afterwards?
He's 2, he's 3. Why they crying? Why they begging for stuff? Because they're babies.
Right.
They're children.
What age do you stop making excuses for like childish behavior?
That's a really good question. I think children should always be children.
But what's a child? Like 13? Is that a child? Is 17 a child? Because that's 4 years away from making a decision to go to college, where you want to be in life, and all that other stuff. Like, how young?
I think you should always give your children responsibilities. When they can walk, even at 1, hey, you need to clean this up. Like, put it in the bin. Things like that. As they get older, give them more and more responsibilities. But that's a good question. I don't know, because I'm not there yet. But I don't treat Jaden like a child.
But I also think that's also the maturity. Okay, so if you have your boys growing up to a certain age, right? Say 14 at Jaden's age, they don't act as mature as she does. Would you treat them as they act, or would it be, I need you to grow up a little bit?
I don't know. I'll let you know when we get there.
True that. We got time.
I think Jaden has always been a lot more mature for her age.
Yeah.
Just because of, me and her father's circumstance. Yeah. She had to go back and forth every week, and his rules were a little bit different than our rules, but
having to deal with like different emotions, yeah.
Exactly. So she's had to deal with a lot more than what the boys would ever have to deal with. You and I were working at the studio. She was in the studio all the time, so it wasn't a child's environment there. All of her
sense.
cousins are a lot older. Now, I'm not saying she's grown. Like, she doesn't act grown. But she also... I don't know what a typical 14-year-old acts like, to be honest.
In this day and age, Lord.
I don't...
Lord.
Yeah, she's not grown
know.
to where I question her in that way. But she also doesn't act like a child.
Yeah.
Like, I don't worry about Jaden being out or anything. Things that I still do. If Jaden wants to go out with a friend, I need to know that friend's name.
Well, yeah, she's still in high school. I think those things are just
parents'
still
information, address, those things. But I don't.
There's
Jaden
no
wears,
age limit for
yeah,
her.
she doesn't. She wears what she wants to wear. She's respectful. She eats when she. I don't know what acting like a child is. The boys act like children
because they are,
right. But and I also don't take them to places where they can't be children.
That's a good one.
If it, like, I'm not going to take you to that, 5-star restaurant and expect you not to. My boys are true boys.
Yeah.
Now, can they go? They can go to a restaurant and sit down, but I'm not going to force that upon them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need them to be that right now. They're boys. They like to play. They like to have a good time. And that's exactly what I allow them to do.
That makes sense. So they probably would. Well, they didn't. Jaden was also older than them when you guys were in the studio, too, wasn't she?
Yeah. Jaden was, 5-6 years old?
I don't know what being, because I wasn't really a childish kid either. Like, I had childish ways.
Childish now.
I always say that. The older I get, the more childish I feel. Like, I promise you. I feel more and more childish every day.
Childish, like what, you petty?
That, I feel like I'm
petty as hell.
Growing younger. I'm growing younger.
Every day.
No, I'm serious. Like, I used to be this really mature, like, calm, cool, and collected. Now I feel like I'm...
maybe you thought you were mature.
Yeah, because I was quiet. I mean, I feel like I was still a child. But for my age, I noticed that I wasn't into the things that people my age, like my peer groups, were into.
Yeah.
Like the child, just from a lot of things. I just noticed I wasn't, maybe I was different or whatever, but I know I was over it. Like, I'm not playing outside in this dirt. Y'all got ringworms. Y'all got ringworms. Y'all doing too much. I'm going in the house.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't play in the dirt?
I probably did for like one school year, but I wasn't doing that all throughout elementary school.
I stopped going outside and playing. I don't want to tell y'all. I would go outside and play all the time.
I was outside all the time, but we weren't necessarily like playing. It was walking around, walking to the store.
Yeah. No, I was
going to the mall.
I didn't start going to the mall and stuff till probably like my junior year.
I started taking public transportation by myself. Not by choice. Like, I used to do this on my own, but when I was in elementary school.
My niece is like that.
Yeah, like I was on the bus, I was going to the mall, and it always used to confuse me because my friends' parents would say, "Oh, as long as she's going," I'm like, she's older than me. Like, like why are you?
Yeah, but
me?
just because. Yeah, but you were used to doing it.
Yeah.
So it, it's very different. And you were in DC, right? Like Maryland.
Maryland, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, my niece was like that. I think she started taking public transportation when she was like 8 or 9.
Yeah, like it was early for me.
Yeah, the train and the bus.
Because we moved out of my school's district, so I had to start taking public transportation if I missed the bus.
And then I started, DC doesn't provide school buses.
Yeah.
So you have to take public transportation unless you're walking distance.
That's true.
So those kids start pretty early, especially for a lot of the mothers. Not this new DC. But the kids had to take public transportation to get to school. And a lot of parents had to be to work early.
Mm-hmm. Mama had to be to work early. I'm asleep.
And then you have to get to either your mom's job or you're a latchkey kid. You got to go home.
That is true, because I met my mom at her job on the train several times.
Yeah. Yep.
I was probably like 10.
I ain't with it, yo. I ain't with it.
Walk around with weapons. That's always fun.
I'll tell you guys a story.
Ooh, who wins?
Time's up.
Oh.
Psych.
Time to go.
I went to school with weapons one time. Well, okay, it wasn't like you couldn't lock me up for it, but I wrapped some rocks in aluminum foil and put them in a lunch bag.
Why were they in foil?
So people could think it was lunch and not rocks.
What was it supposed to look like? Meatloaf?
Balled up sandwiches. It could have been donuts.
Meatballs?
They were big rocks too. Them joints was heavy, and I put
Who
them in a
were you
lunch
trying
bag.
to attack?
I was threatened. They threatened to jump me my junior year at Sherwood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You were a dangerous one.
They threatened to jump me, but I was very little. I smiled a lot, and I wore glasses. I had really bad acne.
People love messing with small people.
So they thought I was something to play with.
Oh, dangerous. Hi.
They did. So my mom, I went to the counselor and I told her what was going on. She was like, oh, okay, if something happens, then let me know. I said, I'm letting you know before something happens, because if it happens, I'm not going to lose.
I'm never going to lose.
So my mom went home and I was like, oh, this is what's happening. She said, okay, did you tell the teacher? I said, yeah. She told me to let her know when it happens. She said, all right. She said, well, how many of it is it? I said, like 3. She said, okay. Well, cool. I'm going to go get some rocks. I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do with rocks? She wrapped them jumps in aluminum foil, put them in a lunch bag. She said, don't get hit first.
Oh.
She said, if they surround you, you swing like it's the end of your life.
That is brain damage to somebody.
If you would have known how big these girls were, if somebody
Yeah.
would have hit me, that would have been it.
All the fights in school were unfair. Like,
Yeah.
all of them.
And it was like 3 of them. And I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, no. What was it? The Gross sisters? Give me your lunch money.
They were all cousins. All cousins. I was
so
brand new
strange.
to the
People
school.
really used to jump people. I was an instigator, but, you know.
What? I fought so much. That's for another time.
Oh.
I literally fought in elementary school, starting 4th grade when I lived in New York. Here, middle school, high school. Every year, I got into at least 2 to 3 fights.
What were you doing?
People thought they could try me. I never started a fight. Never. I've been the same person. I've never started a fight.
People used to be mad. Like,
But
what
I
were
would
they
run out. I
fighting?
had a mouth, though.
Oh, yeah, I had a smile.
Yeah. They're like, oh, we can beat her. Try it, bitch.
Oh,
I've only lost 1 fight in my life.
and what happened?
A dude picked me up and slammed me on the ground.
These dudes are crazy. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah.
This man punched me dead in my face.
How? How?
It was a terrible day. But no,
Damn.
like, he was sensitive. And I have a smart mouth. Not giving him an excuse, but I said something foul.
Oh.
Real foul.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad for it, though.
I mean, I used to say some really mean stuff out my mouth. Like things that I should probably ask for forgiveness for.
Nah, I'm cool.
Yeah.
If
some
you
bad
react
things.
like that, I ain't asking for shit.
Like, oh, your mom should have used that $350 your dad tried to give her.
Oh.
And I would just leave it at that. And they'd be like, $350? Think on it.
Think on it. That is sick.
You're like, oh, I'm pro-choice.
Right.
Oh, mean. All right. The question why. When children ask why.
I was an inquisitive child, so I believe in the question why. I think it's a legitimate question. Even though it's one word, it should be answered.
Hell yeah. Like, they just want to know. If a 2 and a 3-year-old are asking you why, it's not because they're being smart. It's because they really want to know. And don't get frustrated because you don't know the answer.
Granted, they ask a lot of questions.
Yes,
Kids
actually, studies show that children ages 2 to 10 ask on average 228 questions per day.
Is that one child?
Yeah, so multiply that by however many children you have under 10 and under.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I would lock them up in the room. R. Kelly style. One a day. Hey, pick your day. One day. You got 200 questions left. Don't ask me nothing else. Seriously.
Yeah. So I can understand how it gets frustrating, but stop telling your kids stupid stuff.
Like, because I said so. Like,
Yeah.
that's not why.
No. Then when they get older, they're afraid to ask questions.
That is true. Because if you do notice, like, before every, like, or after every tutorial, schooling lesson, somebody always has to reiterate, hey, don't be afraid to ask questions. No question is a stupid question.
Yeah, but then you have that, I don't think it's our generation, but definitely the generation before us and definitely the generation before that. I'm not saying it was in every household, but it was that mentality, you're a child. Be
Stay in a child, yeah.
Stay in a child's place, be seen, don't, not heard.
Yeah.
It's like those type of things create a complex. And now you have an older generation right now of people who won't ask questions. If I say something to you, take it for face value.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in that at all. I ask questions.
That's true.
A lot of questions.
I still ask questions and people still get irritated, but I don't care. I need to know.
And if you don't answer my question or if you don't know the answer, just tell your child you don't know.
That's what's hard for people to do.
It's hard for parents to do.
Yeah.
Like to appear as if you don't know what you're doing. But the reality of it is none of us know what we're doing.
Yeah.
They're just trying to figure out life the way we are as well.
I don't understand that. I would rather know that you don't know so I can go fetch the answer somewhere else.
Exactly.
Instead of you wasting my time, having me believe that the light in the car is illegal. Like, y'all be lying. Y'all be lying. It's illegal to have a light on in the car when we driving. Then what is it for?
So you can see stuff while you stopped.
Stop to do what?
Pick a book.
Because you tell your kids that too, don't you?
What? To turn off the light?
That it's illegal in the car.
No. I don't think I have.
Like, I don't think so.
Well, it's not illegal, but it is hard to see.
No, I understand that it's dangerous, especially at night and you can't see around you and it's already dark. I get it, but like, illegal is the wrong word.
Parents definitely make up stuff.
They're dramatic. They're
are.
dramatic. And they learn it from each other because it's like, oh, I thought my mom was the only one who said that. Like, oh, no, your mom's slow too?
It's a fear thing. I think, everybody has a certain amount of fear, regardless of what they're afraid of. And then we inflict that onto our children.
Without letting them know that you're scared of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, and I realized a lot of things, like, for example, my mom has made me afraid of life.
Oh, like Lifetime?
The show, I'm afraid of that too. But
that channel is serious.
Well, it be having some serious stuff, but I think, in fact, I know, and only because of her own upbringing. It's like, oh, okay, don't go outside at night. It's like, why?
Right.
Like
the nighttime, like when nightfall, all kind of crazy stuff happens.
Yeah.
Or at least they make it seem like that. Like,
but you inflict your own fears on your children, and then your children inflict those fears on their kids or nieces or nephews or cousins. I try my hardest not to, something as simple as a bug, right? I'm terrified of bees.
Really?
Terrified.
I feel like I'm invincible.
But the boys aren't. So I don't show them my fear because I don't want them to be afraid of that.
I think my thing with like bugs and stuff is just getting bit or something and being allergic. Or getting bit in my face.
You are allergic to life.
I'm allergic to a lot of stuff.
And
I feel like I need to take one of those allergy tests because I'm always breaking out in hives. Like,
you could be dirty.
That too. It's like I'm just
Yeah, you got itchy
But I'm
butt.
allergic to the sun. To the sand and the sun at the same time. I can't have salt, sand, and sun. That's too much.
All these S's.
Right.
Got me itching.
But you know what's so crazy? I was about to say never mind. It's never my face though, but it is. That's where it usually starts.
Yeah. Well, yeah, guys. So don't all right, do what you want to do with your own kids. I'm not going to tell you what you not or what you shouldn't do, but
ditch fitching. Fear tactic parenting in 2019.
Yeah, and tell us what you think. How do you parent? Like, what were your parents like? What did you take into your parenting experience from your parents, if that makes any sense?
See, I feel like this is a test for the parents. You got kids. If, you talk to your child, ask them to come sit down with you and talk to you about something. And if they don't come, they're scared of you.
Is it? Does that mean that? Or maybe...
I think so.
Yeah, could be.
That's a test.
Test your kids.
Test your kids and you can see where you stand.
Yeah.
Because remember, everybody has to be judged.
Have a conversation with your kids. Don't just say because I said so. Try to find out the answer and then tell them, or just talk. Like, it's okay to talk to your kids. You don't have to be friends, but treat them like they're human beings with legit questions, legit concerns, legit problems. Stop telling your kids, oh, all you gotta do is go to school. What you stressed out about? What you worried about? Like, it's a lot to be worried about in school. It's a lot to deal with.
Right. Terrorist attacks.
Oh, that's real.
Office.
The principal's office, yes.
Yes.
I say it all the time.
School lunch.
And we're going to get out of here because this episode has been a little bit longer than normal.
Okay.
But
bye.
Just think about what your children have to go through on a daily basis. And that
they're not telling you.
That they're not telling you, but just the conflict within themselves. And this is how I look at it. From their eyes. I try to see myself in everyone. And when I look at my children, they have to try to be different people at all times because they're trying to figure out who they actually are. Yeah. So you have to be different with your parents than you are with your friends, than you are with your teachers, than you are with yourself. And if you have all that conflict going on with inside of you, it is really hard to be a child. Just rewind or go back to when
just think about when
you were a child. You're going through puberty. You trying to figure out what you are. Nowadays, you got all these outside influences that we didn't have when we were children. It was just going to school and then you go home. But
now you see everything.
And with all that they have, with all that they see, and with all that they go through, sometimes they just need a confidant. Somebody that they can just go to and talk to. And if you're always yelling at them or throwing something at them or threatening to punch them in their throat or their stomach or chop their head off or make them lose a limb, then how are they supposed to come and confide in you? And so just talk to your kids. Talk to them. It works for us. It worked for me. To have somebody to go talk to. And I think that's it.
That's a word from the wise.
Talk to your kids. Know that they go through stuff. All right, so I want to end with a little song.
Oh.
We got 2,700 listens.
Hey,
we got 2,700 listens.
Thank you to the team.
Thank you. Thank you to everybody who clicked and listened to the last episode. You Are Not the Boss.
On Anchor.
We put it out last Wednesday at 11, and by Wednesday at 9 p.m. we had 2,742 listens. And I just want to say thank you. That is huge. Please continue to support.
We're going to take a shot for you.
Yeah. Oh, shot. Yeah, so thanks. Love you guys. And bye.
Bye.